Writing, the longer I've been a writer, the more I've realized that it shares more in common with things like baseball than I thought it did. A baseball player can read all about the philosophy of the baseball, of how to hit a ball, right? Can read all about that, knows what muscles he has to train to get better at that, but in the moment he's not thinking about a lot of that. In the moment he's swinging and it connects, and his instincts make him do that. Writing is actually a lot more like that than you think. The point of practicing, one of the points of practicing is to train yourself to be able to get into that zone, to learn instinctively what's working and what's not working. And this is going to sound annoying to you because it's not sort of stuff I can teach. I can teach all the stuff about what muscles to work and different things like that, and I can give you lots of cool tools. But at the end of the day, you've got to figure out how to get into that kind of that moment where it's all clicking for you and working in ways you don't even know why. Where your unconscious is working, everything is bringing the story together, and you've got to learn to do that. And that is why the practice is so important. Another metaphor I like to use, and this works very well, if you were to go and listen to two pianists playing in a concert hall, and one had been practicing the piano for 2 years, and one had been practicing for 20 years, and we throw out the occasional really odd super savant, you would be able to tell very quickly which was which. The person who's been going for 2 years is probably still capable. They're not doing awful stuff. But you will listen, you can be like, all right, this is the person who's been doing this for 2 years, this is the maestro. Readers and editors in specific can read a page and have that same experience. They will know. They will know just by reading which is why editors can reject the book so quickly a lot of the times. And what you're doing in this class being a writer is you're not learning to write the perfect novel. You are learning to become a writer, which is kind of a performance art, that when you sit down to type, you perform well, and those chapters come across well, and then you have this piece of fiction that you can work with and make better and take and get to this level that when someone sits down to read it, it has an emotional and powerful impact on them while they're reading, and they want to keep reading. They may not know why, but they want to keep reading, and that's what you're shooting for. That's what you're learning to do, okay? So, you are going to build good habits. Part of the requirement for the word count limit in this class, the 30,000 words that we're going to have you do, is that's going to make you write every week. You can't do 30,000 words in 1 week. I can't do 30,000. I could do 30,000 words. I can do 30,000 in 1 week. I get to do this full time though. I've never done 50,000 in 1 week, which is why that's. But 30,000 is a fairly regular week for me. But you're probably not going to be doing that. Hopefully, you're going to be looking at doing 2,000 to 4,000 words a week would be my goal for you in this class. And if you're doing that across the 14 weeks, you will be done. You'll be way done. Well, we don't really have 14 weeks left, right? So if we look at it as 10 weeks, you'll still be able to get there. So 3,000 words a week. Set your goal for 3,000 words a week. Find a writing habit that works for you. Don't fall behind, okay? Because if you fall behind and you do it all in the last month, you're really kind of undermining the whole point of doing this, right? Maybe you'll find out you're a binge writer and that's good for you, but try it this way. And try to do your 3,000 words a week. You're going to submit to your writing group 1,000 words of it. That does mean you're not going to submit your whole story to your writing group, but it's okay. You don't have to submit the words you wrote that week. Like if you, the first week, write 3,000 words, that's 3 weeks of submissions to your writing group. Or if you write 3,000 words and you submit that and you realize this just isn't working, I'm going to jump to another viewpoint, you can go ahead and submit that 1,000 words from that viewpoint or things like that. Use the writing group, and we'll talk later today before we split about how to use a writing group and why writing groups are effective and how they can ruin your story. But learn good habits, all right? This is goal number 1, learn good habits.